Well, this wasn't what I was expecting, but Creature Commandos showrunner Dean Lorey has dropped a pretty big hint about what fans can expect from Season 2 and when we might see it. And it sounds like sooner than later. Let's take a couple minutes to talk about what he said, what it means for the Creature Commandos, and when I think we're finally going to get Season 2. Well, last year, DC Studios kicked off the new DC Universe with Creature Commandos, and I was not the only one that really liked the show. It got rave reviews when it was first launched, and a second season was announced before the finale even aired, so clearly James Gunn and crew were just as excited about it as we are. Now, since we found out we were getting a season 2, well, mum's been the word. And if you understand how animation works, you know these things don't move quickly. So I was pretty surprised when I saw a bit of an update from Dean Lorey himself. Now, recently, Lorey was doing an interview with The Direct, and they weren't talking about Commandos, they were actually talking about the 5th season of Harley Quinn. But then, Dean had some pretty interesting things to say about the Commandos and the schedule they're putting together at DC Studios. Now, he said, quote, it's still early days, but we are actively working on breaking the season and starting to figure that out. So it's definitely moving forward. It's like they put it on a fast track, and they seem to mean it. So yeah, we're on it. Now, it does sound like to me they still really are in the early days of development, but he's a creative that does press, so he knows how to undersell and properly control expectations. So if I'm making any guesses, they already know where this story is going. The fact that he made a joke, though, out of it being fast-tracked, that felt like the big news to me. Obviously, these are the kind of things you want to set expectations around properly, and this is clearly him, probably after getting an okay from James Gunn, saying something to purposely generate a response. He said it was fast-tracked, and they mean it, meaning there's executive pressure to get this done. And you don't talk about executive pressure unless the executive wants you to talk about it. So that leads me to believe they are moving with this on a brisk pace. Now, they do have a little bit of time, though. Right now, Superman and Peacemaker are in post-production, and we know Lanterns has also kicked off. If I was making any guesses on when we'll probably get to see Creature Commandos, especially if it's another rather short season like Season 1, well, I would bear to guess that will probably be sometime in late 2026, more than likely in the September-October window. Animated shows can take quite a while to create, and luckily this is not a 26-episode season like other shows like Young Justice that require like 18 months. I think if DC does an 8-episode season, it can have that done in about a year, and that puts them right on track to start promoting it early in 2026, and plenty of space in the schedule to release it later that year. Now, these are all guesses from me. Obviously, I don't have any inside information. Just trying to use a bit of common sense. But Creature Commandos being the television follow-up the fall after Supergirl, I think is going to be a sweet spot for them, and I don't see any reason why they wouldn't drop it right around there. If that actually happens, well, we're going to have to wait and see. Now, before you take off though, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and don't forget to ring the bell for all the updates. We do daily Marvel and DC videos, and we want to be your place for all the real, truthful superhero news, and we're going to bring it to you truthfully and transparently so you are really in the know.